We also had the partial palm print, and through painstaking direct examination of that print, we were able to identify this suspect.
He is in custody at Santa Rita Jail, here in Alameda County.
On November 19, 1988, the first day of Thanksgiving break was a beautiful autumn morning. Two close friends were on their way to a grocery store, only 2 blocks from where they lived. It was the first time the two fourth graders went somewhere without an adult. For them, it was a big step towards becoming independent. But they didn't know that a dangerous person was hiding in the shadows, waiting to turn their best memory into a horrible nightmare full of twists and turns. This case is still one of the most exciting stories we have ever heard about.
Alameda County District Attorney Nancy O'Malley announced charges against 59-year-old David Misch, who was already in custody at Santa Rita Jail.
Hayward, California. The heart of the Bay connects East Bay cities. It's a suburban atmosphere, and loving residents make it ideal for families. Hayward welcomes its varied population. MICHAELA GARECHT and her family lived in Hayward in 1988, near Cal State University. Her parents, Susan Murch and Rob GARECHT, dubbed 9-year-old MICHAELA Joy GARECHT a miracle. After 5 years of reproductive therapy, Susan and Rod had their beautiful daughter. Oakland, California is the birthplace of MICHAELA. After MICHAELA's birth, her parents had Libby and Alex. They moved to Hayward in 1986 to raise their family. MICHAELA was a vibrant child. She obeyed her parents. And Sharon was a loving, overprotective mother. She ensured her children never left home without adult supervision. She was justified. In California, child abductions rose in the 1980s. On November 19, 1988, MICHAELA's best friend, 9-year-old KATRINA Rodriguez, asked Sharon if she and MICHAELA could go to the grocery store for snacks. The first answer was no. MICHAELA begged her mother to be safe and return shortly, upset but undeterred. Sharon gave in, knowing her daughter would grow up. She gave MICHAELA $5, and the girls enthusiastically grabbed their scooters. "I love you, Mom," MICHAELA whispered to Sharon before they disappeared down the block. As Sharon watched them go, her husband Rod walked outside to work on the car. In contrast, Sharon went back inside to clean up the breakfast dishes, oblivious that her life would alter forever in the next few minutes. MICHAELA and KATRINA joyfully drove their scooters to Rainbow Market on Mission Boulevard and parked in front of the establishment. Both females bought food inside. As they discussed holiday plans, they left the store with 2 Mountain Dew beverages, 2 sticks of beef jerky, and 2 pieces of cherry toffee, forgetting their scooters. Before leaving the parking lot, both girls realized their scooters were outside the store. MICHAELA and KATRINA separated to retrieve the missing scooter. MICHAELA noticed first. It was left next to a car 3 parking spots away. MICHAELA grabbed the scooter handlebars without thinking. A man leaped out of the car and grabbed MICHAELA about the waist, forcing her into the back seat like a deer in headlights. KATRINA froze as she heard and saw her friend's screams. The man exited the parking area and sped towards Union City on Mission Boulevard. KATRINA rushed back into the store and informed Rona Ronalyn, the cashier, that MICHAELA had been taken. Rona called the police, who arrived quickly. She informed KATRINA's father of what had transpired. Sharon heard frenzied shouting outside while she was doing dishes at home. Her husband Rod stormed through the front door to tell her MICHAELA had been stolen outside Rainbow Market. They arrived at the store with KATRINA's father to discover police questioning customers and staff. KATRINA was distraught and returned home with her father. Rod and Sharon stayed behind to find answers, but Sharon remembered MICHAELA's poem and felt terrified. Sharon recalls waking up to MICHAELA writing at the breakfast table a week before. MICHAELA vaguely told her mother she was writing a poem when she asked. Sharon began asking her what the poem was about. MICHAELA replied that she woke up after hearing attic noises and worried about kidnapped and imprisoned people. She assured Sharon that her poetry was about kidnapped and detained individuals, not slain ones. Sharon thought MICHAELA's poem was scary. She now thought MICHAELA's poetry was a prophecy. Rona, the cashier, luckily remembered the man who allegedly abducted MICHAELA. She told cops he was a mustached white man in his 30s. She could identify the car as burgundy or maroon, but not the make or model. Rona informed the police that the man parked his car and left without entering the store. He watched the females and other customers outside through the glass. She suspected he might rob the business. A sketch artist rapidly made a composite sketch and distributed it to the local police stations and media. Investigators grabbed the scooter as evidence. The scooter handle revealed a handprint. The print was kept to identify the abductor, but there was few further leads. The FBI joined MICHAELA's kidnapping inquiry on the first day. The FBI believed MICHAELA's disappearance was related to the recent child abductions. The investigators realized, as the main eyewitness to the kidnapping, KATRINA may have additional information about the culprit. Investigators spoke with KATRINA and her parents 2 days after the event. She shocked the investigators. The store cashier's kidnapper description differed greatly. KATRINA characterized the man as an early 20s white male with long, dirty blonde hair. She mentioned his blue eyes and significant acne scarring. KATRINA told detectives, "He had fox eyes. He looked right at me, but he didn't even see me." She reportedly described his automobile as brown or tan, box-shaped, and with significant body damage. Investigators realized they had wasted the most essential 48 hours searching for the wrong person. With the new suspect's image, the posters were reprinted and circulated to generate new leads. Volunteers knocked on doors and handed out posters describing MICHAELA's clothes: a white t-shirt with Metro across it, rolled-up blue denim jeans, black Mary Jane shoes, and pearl-colored feather-shaped earrings. Investigators were now questioning all local sex offenders. Police searched GARECHT National Park and Niles Canyon, minutes from the GARECHT family home, after no one found MICHAELA in the suburbs. 3 hikers reported seeing 1 adult's and 1 child's tracks in the forest. The traces led to a blanket and empty fast food cartons. A psychological profile suggested the abductor would take MICHAELA to a remote location. Helicopters with infrared thermal cameras searched deep forests for heat signatures. Horseback and foot police searched. These initiatives failed. MICHAELA and her kidnapper had vanished. Each fresh lead led investigators to a darker path than expected. Police had long tracked another suspect. Sewage treatment plant worker Timothy Binder was 43 in 1991. Binder's strange behavior was reported by East Bay parents despite his marriage and family. Parents say he sent young girls presents and money to get closer. Some letters were written backwards and only readable with a mirror. Binder drove a light blue van with a "Love You" license plate. Investigators found images of children, crayon drawings, and Bible scriptures inside. According to sources, he was detained for luring 2 young children into his van, but the charges were dismissed. Investigators found Binder likely to get involved in missing children situations. After MICHAELA disappeared in November 1988, he contacted Sharon, her mother. He also spoke with Kim Schwartz, the mother of missing 7-year-old Amber Schwartz. Both mothers told police they did not like Binder and that he kept contacting them both about the cases. Binder wrote to the police after Amber disappeared, a strange coincidence. In the letter, he predicted a 9-year-old girl would go missing, and MICHAELA was reported missing in early December. Binder sent an FBI profiler a Christmas card with a girl raising 4 fingers. Fairfield 4-year-old Amanda Campbell disappeared on December 27, 1991. Eileen MICHAELA, 13, from Dublin, California, disappeared after Minder. His odd behavior and interest in these situations caught the media's notice. People hated him because he was associated with recent child abductions. The people demanded answers for all the kidnappings from Binder and his family. he successfully sued Fairfield for defamation. Many investigators believed Binder only wanted to help the inquiry, so they eased up on him. The case kept the public and investigators intrigued. Curtis Dean Anderson confessed to killing Ziana Fairchild and 13 other women and girls in 2007 before his death. Investigation into MICHAELA GARECHT's kidnapping were revived after Wesley Shermantine ordered a well to be dug where he and Lauren Herzog reportedly dumped their victims. Bone fragments related to MICHAELA were found. David MISCH, a fugitive with a criminal past, was arrested for kidnapping and murdering MICHAELA GARECHT after his fingerprints were linked to the crime scene. David MISCH was convicted of Margaret Ball's murder. Later, DNA evidence linked him to the 1986 killings of Michelle Xavier and Jennifer Dewey. MISCH was also charged with 3 other murders and 1 kidnapping. Alameda District Attorney Nancy O'Malley stated that he could face death if convicted. MICHAELA GARECHT's father, Rod GARECHT, expressed relief that MISCH had been identified. Still, her mother Sharon, who had dedicated her life to finding her daughter, passed away before MISCH's arrest. What do you think of the case? Do you believe David MISCH is responsible for the kidnapping and possible murder of MICHAELA? Or has he been used as a scapegoat? Did investigators make too many errors along the way? Let us know in the comments section below. And as always, stay safe until the next time.